Hey guys, it's Felstrix coming to you today with a Reno Jackson video. I enjoy Reno Jackson. He can be a little tricky to play. Definitely not one of the metas, I think, this year. But here we go. Check it out. Like and subscribe for more content like this, guys. So early on in the game, I'm figuring I'm going to go dragons. I like the little whelp that we get here because he does extra damage at the beginning of the turn based on how many dragons you got. So the more dragons you get, the more damage you do. It's especially helpful early game where everything has 2, 3, 4 health, things like that. It helps you kind of get a jump start on it. So now each one of these guys are going to do 2 damage. I really like that. It takes a situation like this where they each do 2 damage before it starts off and takes it from a tie or a loss to a win. I probably should have frozen on that one for the 2-3 dragon, but I refreshed. Thought maybe I'd get another one that I can freeze on. I probably should have made one of these dragons golden at this point. Again, this was early on when I first started playing Hearthstone. I didn't really understand a lot of the ideas about buying token cards and reselling to get the gold back. Stuff like that. Value, I guess is what you would call it. I understand much better now, so it's fun for me to go back and watch these older videos that I recorded and kind of see the little mistakes I made. I buy the micro mummy so that I can give one of my other characters at least one attack, because at this point I realize I'm not getting very many dragons. So I'm trying to find other ways to boost my team. When what I should have probably done is look to go like a menagerie build, or maybe even switching to another type. But I figured at this point, it's ride or die. And this guy's got a good setup here. He's got 2 of the... I call him a bomb bot. I don't know what their actual name is. They might have a different name. I call him the bomb bot. But he had 2 of them, so that's early game, especially turn 4, 5, 6. Those can really kind of devastate a team. So now that's going to allow the dragons to do 3 damage by buying that. And I buy that guy, so now each of their whelps are going to do 4 damage from fire breath at the beginning of the turn. And again, I probably should have already used my golden hero power. I should have bought the wax rider waggle toggle or whatever it is, that right there. I should have bought that guy, but I didn't, because again, early on in my career, I didn't realize the strength of certain cards and how much power they can actually bring to your team. Now I probably would have bought him and turned him gold, because for every character that is killed, that's the stat boost. Even though it's temporary, it's still the stat booster in that round, which you can get some pretty beefy mobs by doing things like that. And I am really not getting fed many dragons at all. I'm getting fed a lot of murlocs and things like that. I make a pretty poor decision at this point. Instead of taking that reborn dragon, which I understand now has a really good value, I take the crowd favorite, which I think buying cards with battle cry is going to boost it. Maybe I'm thinking I'll go like a menagerie build or something at this point, but I really probably should have bought that reborn dragon, because I lose 2 damage on the front end by the whelp's breath, not being able. Each one will do one less damage now, so I kind of hurt my team in a couple of ways, not just directly by buying the minion without reborn and things like that. And then here's a good example of a pretty strong dragon team. I just don't have the damage at this point to be able to kill stuff. And his Wax Rider Wag Toggle, this just getting stronger and stronger. Yeah, see, I should have bought the one card, didn't. Now I'm paying for it. But there's always next turn. I still got some life. We'll see what I can pull out the magic hat, if anything, at this point, because I'm kind of getting to the point where there's other people playing the same build that I'm playing. And that's another thing. Early on, I didn't realize that there was a pool of cards to draw from. And the more people drawing from the same pool is going to reduce the amount of cards in that pool. So I'm going with a very direct way of kind of building up my team, and it doesn't really pay off for me in the end. And then we got a guy with Murlocs here. The only saving grace with this guy with Murlocs is he has very low defense. So I can do, with the very small cards that I have, 3-4 damage, I can do a lot of damage to his group. That was very lucky, the 2 bombs going to the same person. So they didn't weaken this guy even further. Not that I think it would have mattered. No more dragons. No more dragons. Lots of good Murlocs, though. And there's a golden of that guy, which is pretty good, but again, I still haven't used Reno's power to give me another golden, so I'm kind of caught at that point where, and this card, for as strong as it is, it really is a really powerful card. I don't quite understand its power at this point. And I keep passing over the dragon with Divine Shield. So getting back to the little red whelp, what he'll do is he'll do the burst for the number of dragons twice. Instead of each one doing it once, it does it 2 times now. So it'll be like 3, 4, 5 damage 2 times. And I should have used the banana to put +1/+1 on something. I'm lucky I'm fighting the ghost, so I didn't have to worry about taking damage that time, but yeah. And there's another triple, which I probably should have tiered up to tier 4 before playing that, so I could have maybe grabbed the tier 5, which I might have been able to get one of the bigger dragons. But again, early on, you live and you learn. And that actually ends up being a decent play because I give the mech at the end the +2/+2 from the menagerie, and instead of boosting the crowd favorite or the blue dragon with both of those, I put 1 on my taunt minion, which these are all lessons that I've learned as I've played the game, moving forward into a month and a half now, from the first week 2 weeks that I've played. And the other thing that I don't realize is that I do now is when you're playing someone like Ysera, they're going to have a dragon every time that they refresh. So playing a team like that, or like playing against Fungalmancer, they're going to be really hard to kind of overcome the sheer number of dragons that they have on their team. It's difficult to win against those kinds of odds. You can do it, it's just difficult. Like here, we become a tie, which I feel like a tie is pretty good for the hodgepodge of a team that I have going on. I should have bought the flying dragon again, given another dragon +2/+2. But I didn't. That card can be really powerful if boosted also. And I do start boosting him. I believe I start boosting him a little bit, but not as much as I should have been. And then there's the Reborn Dragon again that I just keep passing by. And I probably should be looking at something to kind of supplement my dragon build. Like, I know that I'm not getting all the dragons I want, so I should be looking for something that I can put in to kind of help boost them and play like a menagerie build, which I didn't. Again, I know this now, but back then I didn't really understand like the idea of a menagerie build. This could be a pretty good example of a menagerie build where they have a couple of different styles of thing. They got a dragon, elemental, and a mech there, so you can really capitalize off of getting the teapots and the teacups, and you can really boost up each of those minion types. But we're getting close to the end here because I just don't have the understanding at this point when I was playing the game. This was, at the time of recording, I think about a month ago, maybe a month and a half. And I really didn't quite get how to do a lot of the things. So, you live and you learn. You get better with practice, you get better with time. That's the one thing that I truly believe is the more you practice something, the better you get at that particular skill. And I probably should sell the teacup and play the blue dragon sitting in my hand, but oh, I did it. Good. Good job, me. Good job, me. And I'm fighting the ghost again, so it's kind of like a turn of respite. So I think if I didn't play the ghost as often as I did in this match, I don't think I would have lasted as long because I still haven't used my hero ability. I think at this point I completely forgot that I had it. I don't even think that I remember that it was there. Or if I did remember, I was waiting to make a triple off of something. Again, there's Wag Toggle. I should buy the blue dragon and put the blue dragon in. I probably could have had a triple by this point of Wag Toggle if I had built it and played them properly. I have a feeling that this will probably be my last hand in this match. So now I decide to make a gold, and I pick him to make a gold out of, which is not necessarily a bad choice, but I probably should have made the wag toggle gold, because I think the wag toggle would have given me the most benefit to stats that I have, because anytime something dies, he would get +4/+4 instead of +2/+2. And then we get the benefit of going up against the top guy also, who he's not like incredibly strong yet, but he's definitely strong enough to put a hurting on me. He's got 43 defense on his Gar, and then his Molten Elemental is 3178 or something like that. I just don't have the defense to get through that. But this was an early match. I learned a lot from it. I learned how to play dragons a little better. But thanks for watching with me, guys. I appreciate it. If you enjoy watching these videos, trying to learn how to play the game with me, like and subscribe for more content like this. This is Felstrex signing out. Have a good day, guys.